In 2008, as the global financial system collapsed and trust in banks evaporated, a radical new idea quietly emerged: Bitcoin. Unlike PayPal or Venmo, Bitcoin was designed as digital gold, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system outside government or bank control. Its creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, envisioned a world where people could transact directly, without relying on third parties. In October 2008, Nakamoto published a 9-page white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The blueprint proposed a decentralized currency, secured by math and a network of users, not by banks or governments. The timing was no accident. The financial crisis exposed the dangers of centralized power and the need for alternatives. Bitcoin's ledger would be distributed globally, making it nearly impossible to shut down or manipulate. This was more than a new technology. It was a digital rebellion against a broken system. Satoshi's identity remains a mystery, but the vision was clear: a resilient, transparent, censorship-resistant form of money. Bitcoin's birth was a direct response to the failures of 2008, offering a new way to think about and use money. From the ashes of crisis, a revolution in trust and value began. Satoshi's white paper didn't just propose an idea, it solved the double spending problem with a public ledger, the blockchain. Transactions would be grouped into blocks, linked together and verified by a global network, creating a single, tamper-proof history. No single authority could freeze accounts or reverse transactions. The system was decentralized and trustless. On January 3, 2009, Satoshi mined the Genesis block, creating the first 50 bitcoins and embedding a message. The Times 03 Jan 2009 Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. This wasn't just a timestamp, it was a statement about Bitcoin's purpose. The Genesis block forever linked Bitcoin's origin to the failures of traditional finance. It was a declaration. A new system was live, offering an escape from endless bailouts and mismanagement. The blockchain's transparency and resilience set it apart from anything before. Bitcoin's first block was both code and manifesto, a digital flag planted in new territory. The revolution had begun, with technology and philosophy intertwined. Bitcoin's foundation was now set, ready to challenge the old order. In Bitcoin's early days, a small group of enthusiasts mined and traded coins for fun with no real-world value. That changed on May 22, 2010, when Laszlo Hanyecz paid 10,000 bitcoins for 2 pizzas, the first real-world Bitcoin purchase. This simple transaction proved Bitcoin could be used as money, not just a digital experiment. Soon, the need for easier trading led to the creation of exchanges. In July 2010, Mt. Gox launched, transforming Bitcoin from a niche project into a tradable asset. Now anyone could buy or sell Bitcoins with traditional currency, opening the door to a wider audience. Exchanges like Mt. Gox fueled Bitcoin's growth, making it accessible beyond tech circles. By early 2011, Bitcoin reached parity with the US dollar, a milestone that drew global attention. The network expanded, and Bitcoin's journey from white paper to real-world money accelerated. The pizza purchase became legend, symbolizing Bitcoin's leap from theory to practice. With exchanges, Bitcoin's value and user base began to soar. The world was starting to notice this strange new digital currency. Bitcoin was no longer just an idea, it was becoming a movement. In 2013, Bitcoin's price exploded, fueled by media coverage and financial turmoil in places like Cyprus. The price soared from $13 to over $260, then crashed. Its first major speculative bubble. Mt. Gox, the dominant exchange, handled over 70% of global Bitcoin trades, but cracks were forming beneath the surface. Technical issues, mismanagement, and security flaws plagued Mt. Gox, yet users had few alternatives. In early 2014, disaster struck. Mt. Gox halted withdrawals, went offline, and revealed the loss of 850,000 bitcoins in a massive hack. The collapse was devastating, erasing fortunes and shattering trust in the ecosystem. Many declared Bitcoin dead, but the lesson was clear: security and decentralization were critical. The Mt. Gox catastrophe exposed the dangers of centralizing power in a decentralized world. Despite the setback, Bitcoin survived, and the community learned from its mistakes. The crash forced innovation and better security across the industry. Bitcoin's resilience was tested, but it endured. The Mt. Gox saga became a cautionary tale for the entire crypto world. Out of crisis, Bitcoin's foundation grew stronger. After Mt. Gox, Bitcoin entered a quiet rebuilding phase with new exchanges and better security. By 2017, Bitcoin was ready for the spotlight. Prices surged from under $1,000 to nearly $20,000, driven by media frenzy, new investment apps, and the launch of Bitcoin futures. Suddenly, everyone wanted in: Wall Street, retail investors, and the general public. FOMO swept the globe, and Bitcoin became a household name. But the bubble burst in early 2018 with prices crashing over 80%. Fortunes were lost, and skeptics called it a speculative mania. Yet for true believers, it was just another cycle, proof of Bitcoin's ability to survive and adapt. The 2017 boom and bust cemented Bitcoin's reputation for volatility and resilience. Each cycle made the network stronger and more widely recognized. Bitcoin had arrived on the world stage for better or worse. The post-2017 crypto winter was a time of building and maturation. Institutions quietly entered, developing secure custody solutions and pushing for regulatory clarity. Bitcoin's narrative shifted, from digital cash to digital gold, a hedge against inflation. The COVID-19 pandemic and massive stimulus spending in 2020 to 21 accelerated this shift. Legendary investors like Paul Tudor Jones and companies like MicroStrategy, Square, and Tesla began buying Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Their endorsements signaled Bitcoin's legitimacy to the corporate world. Institutional money flowed in, fueling a new bull market. This time the buyers were sophisticated with long-term horizons. Bitcoin was no longer just for techies and speculators. It was a serious macro asset. The foundation was set for mainstream acceptance. Bitcoin's place in the global financial system was now undeniable. Bitcoin's evolution continues, with new technologies like the Lightning Network making transactions faster and cheaper. In 2021, El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, a bold experiment watched by the world. Some see it as a tool for financial inclusion, others warn of volatility and risk. Governments respond in different ways, some ban, others regulate, and some embrace. The approval of Bitcoin ETFs in the US in 2024 marked a new era of mainstream investment. The regulatory landscape is a constant push and pull, shaping Bitcoin's future. The big question remains: will Bitcoin become the backbone of a new financial system, or remain a digital gold? Its journey from obscure white paper to global asset is remarkable. Bitcoin has survived bubbles, hacks, and skepticism, challenging our ideas of money and trust. Its story is still being written, with the final chapter yet to come. Bitcoin is more than technology, it's a revolution in how we think about value. The world watches as Bitcoin's next act unfolds.